Hardpoint. Control the target area to win. It's a stalemate. All hunters, return to base.
well-tended agricultural complex with abundant water, a food forest, and fish pond aquaculture. After Western contact and the onset of colonization, this changed. The population of native people dropped drastically by 50% in less than 40 years as a result of Western introduced diseases. The population continued to dwindle, dropping by a total 90% 100 years after first Western contact. This population decrease resulted in a loss of workforce, which left the vast agricultural systems developed over centuries untended. Western settlers capitalized on this vacuum that was created. For the next 150 plus years, until today, natural water flows have been disrupted and diverted for corporate interests. Lands have been deforested and foreign species introduced, all in the interest of profit. The narrative that this fire could have been stopped by an entity who has created the fuel for over a century is hypocrisy, and it is wrong. We are setting the record straight. In traditional times, this area had a high concentration of people. Outsiders marveled at how Kanaka cultivated their soil with so much economy, and remarked how it surpassed anything of the kind they had ever seen before. One British captain called Lahaina the Venice of the Pacific. Kaka'alaneo was one of Lahaina's most famous chiefs who co-ruled over West Maui with his brother Kaka'ik. They lived and held court in Lahaina. Kaka'alaneo is said to have planted in Lahaina a great grove of breadfruit and kukui trees as well. This grove is what is referred to in the famous Olelo No'eau, the Lahaina honorific saying for Lahaina, Halau Lahaina, Malu Ika Ulu. Kaka'alaneo's daughter, Vau, is credited for having initiated the building, or credited for building the Awai system. This Awai system fed the area's many lo'i. Lahaina had housed a complex of 7 spring-fed fish ponds above Lahaina. Sits Pu'ukukui, one of the wettest places on earth. When colonizers raised native forests to make room for plantations, they diverted the water and dried the area out. Foreigners also brought new plants, invasive trees, species like fountain and guinea grasses, which have evolved to burn. This catastrophic fire was grass-fed. Water management and control remains largely in the hands of West Maui Land Company, which have hoarded resources, still diverting water from this area to water bank, even though the plantation is no longer in operation. Instead, these lands and water are now being used to push mass development and prioritize the tourism-dependent economy. While some residents at times have had to ration water, hotels and development pump it into lawns, golf courses, and pools. These large landowners of former plantation fields must be held at a higher standard. They must take preventative measures and prioritize agriculture to avoid future fires and catastrophic events. This issue is super complex and mirrored in plantation disaster politics and capitalism. And one of the largest corporations that have benefited from displacing Kama'aina is exploiting it. West Maui Land Company is using this as a new opportunity to continue their reign at a time when the community is devastated. This historical context of water theft and poor planning and the ongoing exploitation for mass development by corporations like West Maui Land Company is important to include in any analysis of this disaster. We will not allow these and other corporations to exploit this devastation in the rebuilding of our hometown, Lahaina. The rebuilding of Lahaina means restoring our native forestry.
This is how you consider.
Yesterday it's been disrupted and
Love Lahaina, we love
mass development and prioritize the tourism-dependent economy. While some residents at times have had to ration water, hotels and development pump it into lawns, golf courses, and pools. These large landowners of former plantation fields must be held at a higher standard. They must take preventative measures and prioritize agriculture to avoid future fires and catastrophic events. This issue is super complex and mirrored in plantation disaster politics and capitalism. And one of the largest corporations that have benefited from displacing Kama'aina is exploiting it. West Maui Land Company is using this as a new opportunity to continue their reign at a time when the community is devastated. This historical context of water theft and poor planning and the ongoing exploitation for mass development by corporations like West Maui Land Company is important to include in any analysis of this disaster. We will not allow.
Don't you understand how important water is?
Yeah.
Okay, so don't you understand that you gotta pay for your water? It means it's controlled by somebody, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're responsible for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when they're irresponsible with it? What happens when the water is contaminated or dirty because they didn't properly clean it? What happens when the water is cut off because they're trying to make sure that they have enough for somebody else? So they cut your shit off.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
These and other corporations to exploit this devastation in the rebuilding of our hometown, Lahaina. The rebuilding of Lahaina means restoring our native forestry, revitalizing.
And just to give you an idea of how serious this shit is, the state of Arizona is leasing land to Saudi Arabia. Why would they be releasing land to a country halfway around the world? Well, they're leasing land in Arizona to grow alfalfa sprout. And why would you say next? Well, why the fuck do you need to grow alfalfa sprout all the way over here in America? And the answer is because it's illegal in Saudi Arabia. And why is it illegal in Saudi Arabia? Because they have so little water, their water source is so scarce that they have to make laws in order to keep people from using it on dumb shit, like lawns and shit. So, yeah, you can't grow that crop out there because it uses too much water. So, of course, some dumbass businessman in America is going to take the money and take the water from somebody else who needs it in order to help these Saudi Arabian motherfuckers grow
our traditional lifeways and building with and for the community. It's a time to ensure that those who have benefited from the on the back of the people of this place to follow the rules that ensure bounty of our island home.
Daddy.
At this time of grieving,
This is how you can tell.
Yesterday there was a story published much her glory. E ho'i kanani I Lahaina.
We'd like to thank everyone for the outpouring of support we received at this time when many people are still grieving and still figuring out where to begin with rebuilding their homes. But we'd like to thank all of you in supporting our efforts, all of the 40,000 people that joined us within these last few days to give support to all of these families. And of course to our team of people here that have been working tirelessly since day one to get all of those efforts out.
Lahaina_Ohana Venmo page. Continue to send the support, the information of all the Ohana and family. We are a small team of people, but it's taking us time, the social media. To get that out because we love Lahaina. We love all the support that we are getting. So please continue to send us all that information, but continue to understand and be patient with us because there's only a handful and we are trying our best to make sure our Lahui, our Kanaka of Lahaina are getting the needs that they want. So mahalo on behalf of all of us, so everyone who has poured their aloha into it. We're going to continue to spread aloha, spread love. We need each other right now. So continue to just hug each other, say I love you, and don't forget we are Lahaina. So we're going to get this together. And we have lots of Kanaka all over reaching out. So love everybody and mahalo for the continuous support. We love each and every single one of you. Mahalo.
And please send a lot of love to our first responders that were on the front line, working tirelessly to save our town from devastation and across Maui at the other fires. I want to just say a big mahalo to our Maui Fire Department. They are heroes. They tried so hard to save our town, and they deserve a lot of love their way. That's in this time of grieving. Please give the family space. If you don't have any kuleana out in Lahaina, please stay out. Mahalo. Yesterday, there was a story published by the Civil Beat that irresponsibly mischaracterized the cause of this disaster. The Civil Beat narrative that positions West Maui Land Company as having done all that they could to stop the fire is inaccurate and fails to recognize that it has been the action.
This is how you can set up a free phone number, powered by AI.
Bro said, I'm just going to buy some real ones. Bro is actually referring to the price of my pods. These pods are priced at $300, and let me tell you why. These are my pods inside the case. These are one of my pods outside the case. The pods also come with a fast USB-C. They also come with extra earbuds if the earbuds do not fit your ear. The real price of these pods is not actually $300. It's $30. Due to TikTok Shop rules, I cannot tell you where to get these pods for $30 yet. You will have to find that out on your own though. It shouldn't be hard though. On my page, don't be dumb and don't miss out on this great deal. Remember, you can easily resell these. They're only $30. Bro said, I'm just going to buy some real ones. Bro is actually referring to the price of my pods.
Our hospital system on Maui, they are overburdened with burn patients.
Mahalo to the guy that I just stitched. Hello, my name is Austin. I'm born and raised on the island of Maui. Currently I reside on Oahu because that's where I got my degree. I didn't want to get confrontational on my page just because it doesn't help anybody, but some of you really need to fucking hear this because you don't know the story of why we really do not want you to come here. In case you didn't know, there's only one hospital on the entire island of Maui, and my sister used to work there. And guess what? They're severely understaffed. And during the pandemic, when there was no available beds, guess where we had people stay? In the hotels. And since the effects of the pandemic are no longer as bad, guess who's going to be staying there instead? You. People are already being flown to Oahu just because there's no way for us to treat them on Maui. All the resources that are currently here need to be used on local residents. And before someone hits me with the bullshit about tourism dollars, the thing is, we don't need your business. We need your help. And if you don't want to provide that, that is a reflection of you, not us.
Our hospital system on Maui, they are overburdened with burn patients.
Mahalo to the guy that I just stitched. Hello, my name is Austin. I'm born and raised on the island of Maui. Currently I reside on Oahu because that's where I got my degree. I didn't want to get confrontational on my page just because it doesn't help anybody, but some of you really need to fucking hear this because you don't know the story of why we really do not want you to come here. In case you didn't know, there's only one hospital on the entire island of Maui, and my sister used to work there. And guess what? They're severely understaffed. And during the pandemic, when...
Absolutely love this room for
Sean won. Okay, fam. Something is like not sitting well with me, and I need y'all to tell me if I'm tripping or not before I actually go talk to people in real life about it. And they look at me like she has no heart, because I do. All I have is heart, right? I love everyone, but I'm tripping over the fact that people are out here raising money for Maui the way that they are. Like, okay, so I know that everything is bad, right? But look at from my understanding of things, I live on Oahu, and Honolulu, that's the one where the capital is, and I've been down there since 2018. Hawaii has changed drastically, but from my understanding of it, it's that Oahu, they're trying to turn it into like another California, basically. When you go, it kind of looks like that. You got Big Island, which is the biggest one. Then you got Maui. Maui, to me, is where the colonizers have done a superb job of depicting what they want Hawaii to represent to the rest of the world, like this getaway, this paradise, this whatever. And when you go there, like, you can sense that because the pale skin did their job over there really good. And it's also the only island with a Krispy Kreme location, which will tell you a lot because that's not even the most populated one. but you put a location there because that island is the money island. That's why I think. So I'm over here like, what the heck? There's more pale skin than natives there. So think about that. But then the pale skins are also the one with the money. But because of the imbalance, you wonder why the disasters are happening. You see, like it's a cycle, and it's like they're aware of it. And so now people are raising money for the people that already got money. I just hope that the money goes to where it actually needs to, which is the natives and the land, but not to restore the $1 million of homes or help get the renters, which already probably got renters insurance on their $1 billion houses and solar panels and all that stuff. Because I can guarantee you that's not on the freaking natives. That's okay. Let me just as it. Okay, fam. Something is like not sitting well with me, and I need y'all to tell me if I'm tripping or not before I actually go talk to people in real life about it. And they look at me like she has no heart, because I do. All I have is heart, right? I love everyone, but I'm tripping over the fact that people are out here raising money for Maui the way that they are. Like, okay, so I know that everything is bad, right? But look at from my understanding of things, I live on Oahu, and Honolulu, that's the one where the capital is, and I've been in and out there since 2018. It's that Oahu, they're trying to turn it into like another California, basically. When you go, it kind of looks like that. You got Big Island, which is the biggest one. Then you got Maui. Maui, to me, is where the colonizers have done a superb job of depicting what they want Hawaii to.
Welcome to my classroom. Look at that. Came up here. Ooh. Yeah, I got a window. I got my own classroom this year. Period. That's quite fun. And
All know what's going to happen next. Real estate companies are going to come in.
Yes. We all know what's going to happen next. What's going to happen next is these haoles, what we call wasichus, and what others call gabachos. They're going to come in there with their big money, wanting to buy out the land. As natives, we understand how this works. They have always spoken with a forked tongue, and they continue to do so. All the fine print, all the words. Look at, we're speaking in English now, for obvious reason, so that the transaction goes in their favor, being that it's their language, not ours. Now, let me share a story about how willing these wasichus are willing to go. At the beginning of Operation Iraqi Freedom, there was a U.S. Marine by the name of Jose Angel Garibay. He was from Jalisco, Mexico. He was labeled an undocumented immigrant. We know they're natives, but that's what they labeled him. Jose Angel Garibay was killed on March 23rd, 2003. And for all those that are affiliated with the military, you know what happens when someone is killed in action. There's an insurance fund that goes to the family, to the next of kin specifically. Now, if Jose Angel Garibay was labeled an undocumented immigrant, well, guess what? That means that the mom is probably undocumented as well, from the eyes of these colonizers. Yeah, that's right, colonizers. So, what happened? Well, we got to make Jose Angel Garibay an American citizen posthumously. And so they make him an American citizen posthumously, and they make his mother an American citizen. And what happens to the insurance money? Well, it goes to this mother. Now, let me ask you, do you think the mother knows the ins and outs of the real estate game? Or do you think that these loan sharks ran with the money? If you pick the latter, that's right. They took her money and ran. Someone even took a substantial amount of money, in the tens of thousands, disappeared. And they actually sold her a home that she technically, for all intentional purposes, I mean, if the common layman struggles with the fine print of any transaction, do you think a woman as sacred as this that doesn't know the laws of the land and the language, do you think she was actually sold a home for an honest dollar knowing well she could afford it? Do you think they went out of their way to insure it? No. They took her for a ride. And in the end, she ended up not only losing her son, but she lost the house. Now, if that's one example of what these real estate agents are going to do, don't think twice. There is no moral, ethical fiber behind those creatures, man. They're sociopathic, narcissistic aliens. They have no soul. They do not know the word empathy, let alone they can't even feel it. They weren't born with it. Stay strong, people.
I made my wife love me again using AI. If we hear this is too late.
Fuck Papa Murphy's. And then they're like, oh, you gotta take this garbage home and bake it yourself?
Funny story about Papa Murphy's. So
local people who have come forward, including some elderly people. I know my mom had mentioned it. I spoke to a couple friends, and they also had said the same thing. But when the fire was happening, you guys, on Front Street, and people were evacuating, there was a police barricade at the end of Front Street. There was a police barricade blocking the street so people couldn't get out. I don't know if they thought they were doing the right thing. Maybe they thought the fire was on the other side or going that direction or what. But the people trying to escape in those cars that you see burnt, they were blockaded in there. The water was shut off. Firefighters couldn't fight this. The local people couldn't save their own homes. School was canceled that day. You had children, our kiki, babies, and that's who they're recovering. As a Hawaii native, as somebody born and raised on the island of Maui, as somebody who has family and friends and community over there, please keep talking about it. Please keep talking about it, share videos, comment on posts, like videos, even if it feels icky liking them, it helps the algorithm. Push this message, push their messages out. Make sure the world knows what is happening, what is really going on, because I can promise you guys this, and of course I have to say allegedly so I don't get in trouble. You guys are not seeing the same news and social media posts as to what's actually going on there. I'm from Maui, that is my home, and I am not even seeing my friends and family members post about this that are sharing videos, and I'm getting all kinds of conflicting information. But I can tell you that the one that's coming from the media, allegedly, and I'm not talking about Maui News or Maui Times or Maui News Now or anything like that, because they are being blocked too, but the ones that are coming from the media over here are absolutely trash. It is not true, and they're painting a different picture, and they're trying to create division, and they're going to put the blame on the power company or on the firefighters or the first responders. They're following orders. My son's father and his family and friends and aunties, uncles, all of them were trying to, they were part of a convoy and they were trying to get out there and they were turned away. They told that there's too much supplies or whatever. There's 3 possible reasons for too much supplies. One is definitely not because they don't need it. It's because the supplies is not being distributed, now, meaning. So it's kind of just building up. The other reason it could possibly be is because there's not enough survivors for the supplies. The third reason is they're being lied to. This is what's going to happen. Allegedly, this is what's going to happen. They're going to either stop or slow down shipments of supplies back over there. So restocking stores is going to take longer, or it's going to not happen, or it's going to happen in these small little shipments. It's going to become a scarcity thing. They are going to say that for whatever reason, shipments can't get out there and restock stores. And then when it comes time to rebuild, they're going to price the shit out of everything. They are going to raise the prices and make it darn near impossible for people to rebuild. Realtors are going to be out there trying to buy up the land and sell it to corporations or the tourist industry or, one percenters that are trying to go over there and buy up the land. And all this dies down and it's quiet. they're going to steal their land. They're going to have no other choice but to sell. They want it to take long. They want people to forget. They want people not to be able to afford to rebuild. No. You're not stealing their land and making it state land. You're not going to make it a memorial or claim to make it a memorial so you can do what you want with it. This is the people of Hawaii's land. This is the native Hawaiians' land. You don't get to take it. You don't get say over what happens to it after it is their family members and friends and loved ones that are laying there that have passed away and haven't been found. You don't get to say what happens to that ground. I'm begging you guys, just keep spreading awareness, keep reposting the same videos, even if you get 0 views, 0 likes, anything, just keep spreading the same videos, keep spreading the information, make sure the world knows, get loud, obnoxiously loud about it. And I understand that people go on with their life, and I understand that people are suffering and all that kind of stuff, but if we actually came together, if we started right here, right now, on the current event, and all the other current events, if we started right now and said, no, enough is enough, they would be forced to listen to us. And I'm not insinuating a riot or suggesting an uprising or anything like that. I'm simply saying to use your voice. Local people who have come forward, including some elderly people.
Black Friday is coming, and if you know anything about dropshipping or e-commerce, you know how important that is. I'll be making several stores.
I'm going to donate every dollar that I make from this video to those impacted by the fires in Hawaii, but I need your help. So if you have a couple of extra seconds, I would really appreciate it if you'd stick around and watch this video. I need your help in liking this video, sharing this video, commenting on this video, so that way the TikTok algorithm picks it up and shows it to more people, which gives me more views, and therefore I make...
Hey, good evening. How's everybody doing?
Don't do that. Don't do
Hey.
I'm going to donate every dollar that I make from this video to those impacted by the fires in Hawaii, but...
Hey, good evening. How's everybody doing?
So some people wanted me to talk about the whole shark tragedy in Egypt. If you didn't know, a man was mauled to death by a shark in an Egyptian resort, Hurghada. And it turns out it was a tiger shark that did it. The thing with tiger sharks is they're walking. They don't walk. They're like garbage disposals with gills. And they'll eat, and I really do mean this, literally anything they can swallow. Like, we found things like license plates, tires, bags of money, just chicken coops, even a full suit of armor in a tiger shark's stomach. They truly do not care. Tiger sharks may not actively try to murk people, but they also don't discriminate. And they'll usually do the whole exploratory bite thing before they realize that the object isn't something they normally eat. The problem is, tiger sharks are so big that sometimes one bite is really all it takes. Even if it is, if you panic and start thrashing around, which like 99% of people would do because, you know, a shark just bit you, all you're doing is triggering the prey response in a shark, and it's pretty much game over at that point. Especially since they're one of the few sharks that will 100% attack you unprovoked. So even though it is really rare, and I'm not like just saying that to minimize it, the reason it makes international news is because when it does happen, it's bad. Also, they ended up catching the shark, dragging it to shore, and beating it to death. And apparently they're going to mummify the shark and put it in a museum. So yeah, that's a thing.
Oh my God! Here's a brutal truth. It's likely only 10% of our parents escape the same mindset as my crackhead stepdad. A lot of our parents were hostages, prisoners of emotional trauma with the added responsibility of raising us. Your parents probably bragged to their friends about how they blew out the handle on you when you were cutting up, not realizing that their impulsiveness could stem from emotional regulation difficulties.
What tell you I'm saying?
网上冲浪看到的 Hi Angie。
Sit down and turn your volume up, because I have some TikTok shop suggestions for my grandpa cousins who had started a TikTok shop but still haven't had any orders yet. Here's what I want you to do.
I don't know what part of the sewer I done unleashed, but the river rats is running rampant on my page. I think it's me bringing up Summer Walker and Sukiana and Sexy Ray. I think that's what unleashed y'all, Pukishas, on my page. But y'all are running rampant, and I'm about to go get the roach spray. Because I got to get y'all up out of here. Y'all coming into my comment section saying some wild stuff. You telling me that I'm upset because you became a baby mama for a Pookie? You think I want that life? I'm going to y'all pages and I see the level of struggle you're going through, and you think I want that life? I just said this before. Y'all are accidental baby mamas. These men didn't even want babies by you, right? And you somewhere online using it as a flex? because you got laid on your back and had a baby by a loser? You think that's a flex? You think I want that? You think that I would choose the lifestyle that I got right now to trade places with you and be somewhere on Section 8 having a baby by a pookie and somewhere begging him to be a father to a child that he didn't want from you? Be so for real, girl. Be so for real. You river rats got to chill. You got to chill, because ain't no way you think anybody wanting to trade places with you. I don't have kids because I don't want kids. I know a lot of y'all find that hard to believe, and a lot of y'all are mad about the poor choices you made by having kids that you no longer want. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. Don't ever bring up me and women who have kids when I have a lot of respect for women who have kids. All of my friends have kids, and they wonderful mothers. But you river rats who just happen to have children, you don't count. You don't count. You're the one destroying our community with the babies you having, right? So don't make me really get you triggered and upset. But just understand, y'all need to get up off my page. You need to go back to the sewer that you crawled out of. But don't be over here. We got classy women over here. Y'all don't belong over here. Y'all make it stink when y'all come out. Go back to where you came from. I don't know what part of the sewer I done unleashed, but the river rats is running rampant on my page. I think it's me bringing up Summer Walker and Sukiana and Sexy Ray. I think that's what unleashed y'all Keisha's on my page. But y'all are running rampant, and I'm about to go get the roach spray. Because I got to get y'all up out of here. Y'all coming into my comment section saying some wild stuff. You telling me that I'm upset because you became a baby mama for a pookie? You think I want that life? I'm going to y'all pages and I see the level of struggle you going through, and you think I want that life? I done said this before. Y'all are accidental baby mamas. These men didn't even want babies by you, right? And you somewhere online using that as a flex because you got laid on your back and had a baby by a loser? You think that's a flex? You think I want that? You think that I would choose the lifestyle that I got right now to trade places with you and be somewhere on Section 8 having a baby by a pookie and somewhere begging him to be a father to a child that he didn't want from you? Be so for real, girl. Be so for real. You river rats got the...
This is the most important video I've made on TikTok, so hear me out. Let me tell you what's actually going on here. I'm going to do something that I haven't done before. I don't normally do. All I do is show footage. I show you guys what's happening on the ground here in West Maui. I showed the same thing in Florida during the hurricanes, and I let you decide what you want to think, and I show a bunch of raw footage, and that's pretty much it. And what I want to talk about is the fact that I've had so much pushback. I've had so many powerful people, attorneys, and others contacting me, trying to shut me down. Every time I do this, I get a lot of pushback. And I think it's very telling because all I'm doing is showing you guys what's going on. And there are powerful people that do not want that to happen. They want major media and news organizations to come out here and to show you 30-second snippets and to tell you what to think, right? So they don't show you everything, and then they tell you what's going on with
bullshit. Let's discuss it. Black folks don't know how to discuss shit. Sit your motherfucking ass down. Nappy head bastard. I'm saying.
$40,000 is how much one of our clients was able to generate with their Shopify store this month. And I know that may seem like a lot, but to be honest, that's pretty standard for any brand that we work with. You see, this year alone, we've already scaled over 100 businesses to that mark and beyond. And the coolest part is, if we're not able to get you results in the first 60 days, you don't have to pay. So click the link down below, fill out the form, and myself or someone from my team will reach out to see if we're a good fit to work together.
I'm calm. So, there are a bunch of reports. I am talking to people on the phone, messages, videos out there that are stating that FEMA and the Red Cross are refusing you guys' donations.
Hello. Your profile. Hey, do you live here?
Obviously.
Do you pay for cable?
I do.
I got put in Facebook jail for a week because I whistle blew on the Red Cross and how problematic they are during natural disasters. Red Cross has been called out before for its racist roots, its abuse of employees, and also its misuse of funding. For instance, remember Haiti? Yeah, they raised $500 million and built 6 homes. So they're in Lahaina now, and they're calling the shots as far as delivering aid. But what was most alarming to me was these stakeholders in the state and the federal government are telling all of its people to wear PPE, specifically N95 masks at the very minimum, and to dust off your shoes when you get home, keep them outside, wipe them down, and make sure none of that stuff gets into your home. But they're not telling any of the people who are delivering aid in these affected areas, and the survivors still there. So, I'm telling you, wear N95 masks because the debris and fallout from these disasters as things burn leave residue and dust particles that can be carcinogenic or extremely harmful to your health. You won't see it immediately, but you can see it 6 to 12 months down the line, maybe 2 years. So please, wear protection, spread the word, and do what you can to help.
Resource, you know? I don't want a title. I don't want a label. I don't want boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife.
You want to know a little secret? And the bills really began to pile up.
Once upon a time in Hollywood, once upon a time in Hollywood, once upon a time in Hollywood, once upon a time in Hollywood. Nah, I'm gonna stick with the original. Once upon a time in Hollywood.
I did not know who the Brandon Quinn was until this situation, and I don't like the guy, I'll tell you that much.
Something tells me I'm not gonna like him either.
But what was really weird about it was that he was somehow tied into Jamie Lynn Spears from Zoe 101. I guess he's in this show called Sweet Magnolia. I've personally never seen it, but it's on Netflix. They're on the show together, and somehow now this weird man is in my life.
I did notice that. Weird men are like the flu. If one person has it, another person can get it. They're contagious. There are methods to get rid of them, but they always seem to come back when the season is right.
So let's go into the first conversation. First of all, there's many, many DMs, but I can't go through them all because they are so criminal and so explicit that I can't read literally one word from them onto YouTube. Trigger warning.
You heard what she said, right? I don't want anybody saying later on they needed more of a warning. Trigger warning.
Here comes the Brandon Quinn. Well then, but you're 15. How do you know about that stuff? Again, that's where the conversation should have ended. Somehow he thinks it's chill to ask the question, are you afraid of guys? You know what, Brandon Quinn? After reading your text messages to this alleged underage girl, allegedly, I'm really afraid of guys. You're not making men look too good.
She ain't wrong.
Then he does like the side-eye emoji. So you've ... She's like, huh? He's like, nothing. Then she goes, haha, are you asking if I'm a virgin? Haha. He responds with bah ha 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 ha. Which...
Again, I'm not laughing at the situation. This shit is horrible. It makes me sick in my stomach. The way she said bah ha ha was funny. That's it. That's it. This guy's a scumbag. A waste man. Good for nothing. Throw him in the dumpster. Throw him away. Don't even start over.
Bah ha 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 ha. Which is like, what am I reading? And then Brandon Quinn says, this has to stay between us! Exclamation mark.
Looks like the cat is out of the bag, Brandon.
It's so gross. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. You see how vulnerable, she is.
I see comments sometimes under these Hollywood posts where people are saying things like, he doesn't really care about it. He's only doing it for TikTok. This is his niche. Blah, 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 blah. Dog, Let me introduce myself. My name is Damo. I don't need to do this. Correction, I don't need to do this for myself. I don't have a niche on this app. I do whatever the fuck I want. I have a formula. I've hopped from niche to niche to niche to niche. Ask somebody about me. Go through my videos. I don't need to do this for TikTok. I have a bunch of other series that I can do. I do this because I should be doing it. I have the platform to do it. I'm creative. I can go in any direction. I'm an only child. All I had was my imagination as a child. I'm 36 now, and it's just been flourishing. You just see what's going on in my head. It's crazy. But in all seriousness, I don't do this for me. I do this for...
Oh, here he comes. Everyone give me some warm welcomes for the man, Rico's Water. All right, my man is coming up, a legend in the scene. Give it up, make some noise for my man, Hollywood Sleep. Yeah. All right, here we go. I know this is going to be a big one. I don't even have to introduce this individual. Give it up. Give it up for Nikki, the KI legend, baby. Nikki. Yeah. And here comes our last competitor. Please make some noise for the man, Bass. All right, I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. Hey, say Jam the Charbot. Let's get this going.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to... Yeah, it's the 10-year anniversary, which is wild to think about. All right, a little button check action, as you were mentioning. Back into it. I love that the menus... Wow, look at that crowd out there. What's up, everybody? Hopefully you're enjoying EVO. It's lovely to see all your faces out here, to see the crowd, hear the music. Hope everybody's ready for some KI action here on the main stage. Big Friday afternoon. Big chillin'. Spinal. Classic bass, yeah, for sure. And we'll see what character Rico's going to go with. He's a father. He's a family man.
He's a dad now.
Yeah, he's been playing all kinds of games lately, so we'll see how he's doing. Omen is like maybe the pick he's going for here. I've seen him play some Omen in the past.
I've been watching a stream recently, and this is usually who I've been seeing him play. It's also worth mentioning that this is a pretty frustrating matchup for Spinal.
Yes.
It's kind of hard for him to anti-air. The way that Omen kind of swoops down on his dome, crossing him up and everything like that, it's kind of aggravating for Spinal to deal with. He's going to have to be able to reposition himself with teleports. You know, I mean, Base is a character specialist, right? He's no stranger to this matchup.
Exactly. It's going to be a good one. Tough one to deal with that airspace, and I'm sure if you haven't seen KI before, you don't know about all the air dashes and air movement. And a character like Omen has, he also has great projectiles, he's got good normals on the ground, and he's very slippery and hard to keep down once you hit him, right? He has the shadow escape, part of his 3 meters down there you see in the bottom right. Be very tough for sure. As he flies in right back to the front, great block there on base. We'll get the names fixed for in a second there. You can see at the top, that's not Hollywood Sleep, but we'll get that fixed and ready for you here at EVO. Jab pressure. He's doing nice and safe so far, at least for shadow or pressure.
Rico's just trying to put the pressure on here. He's trying to get Base up, open up, and it's just not happening right now. Oh, great anti-air. That's those fundamentals. That's the dad fundamentals right there. They never leave you.
The older you get, the more those fundamentals sink in, you know what I mean? It's like,
I'm ready.
He's changing diapers and anti-air at the same time. Oh, nice teleport. Checks him with the sword. Rico trying to up back, gets it out of there. Nice and safe and sound.
Both players being so smart about the way that they reposition themselves on the screen here. Rico got to confirm there. He decides to go for another mix-up. Ooh, Shadow, Orda, he's going to put these fireballs on the screen. Base might lose this first life bar without being able to pop his instinct. Oh, there it is.
And the teleport, this is a big chance now for Base. And a guest break right on the mediums. Just a pixel. Now he teleports backwards into the projectiles. The first life bar there for Rico as he runs away from the instinct.
Rico looking for this opening again. Base is just opting to block here. Going for those anti-airs is more likely to get him to open up. Big lockout. This is going to be a level 3. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, level 3 on the KV meter there. A little teleport out. And again, that's the one thing about Omen. He's so slippery. He's really hard to deal with. Rico's trying for the crouching light into the slide there, but the second one just missed.
It's about -2 there. Baits the reversal out. Oh, early lockout, but doesn't get to capitalize on that at all.
Yeah, I mean, Rico's been going for a lot of early break opportunities, and then Bates just hasn't been looking for big combos. Watch, try to catch him guessing there with the counter break. And oh no! Big opportunity here, activates the instinct, neutral jump on the throw. No punish though, and the stuff on the shadow. Nice, so pretty even match here, especially since Rico's instinct's going away.
Yeah, Rico's got a little bit of instinct here. We're going to see if he can get something started with it. He does have the ability to lock out Base's meter, and there it is, just as I say it. Base is not going to have access to that meter, even though he has it built.
Oh, catches the jump there. Not a great fireball pattern, to be honest with you.
No, Omen's fireballs are all random, actually, and it's kind of up for the Omen player to just play off of them.
Oh, nice, and the ender is enough. Game 1 to the family, man.
I'm liking it.
Rico swap. Dude, this guy Rico came up to me and was like, you know, man, I've been busy with life, you know, doing other stuff. I don't know if I can still game the same way. That's an Evo champ right there. He gets game 1.
Yeah, you can never count him out. And here it is. His base is going right to the Cinder. This is kind of a staple thing for him to do in this situation because, you know, Cinder, he kind of has a flash kick like up kick, except you don't need a charge to do it.
Right.
And it's much better as an anti-air option against a character like Omen.
Yeah, it's down up kick, right? It's easy peasy, yeah. One thing that it's like so funny about this game is explaining to people like, yeah, it's like a charge move without the charge.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
What?
And you get a combo off it.
Yeah, yeah. And then you get to go wild. That's just kind of the whole game, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So here we go, back in. As you mentioned, Cinder, I think a better choice, right? You can control the air a little bit more, and a little bit more control in general on how the pace of the match goes, I think, versus Spinal, who's kind of a sitting duck.
Yeah, the fireballs that Rico are going to throw out, the ones that he's going to want the most are the ones that are going to stuff the fireballs that Base is going to throw out, because that's kind of how Cinder makes his way in, right? Like, a lot of his forward movement is really, really risky.
He's got to land a fireball on you, and then the threat of the explosion is how he gets in, right? Just right now you see that fireball right there. He's going to pop it, and an immediate breaker on the jumping light punch. Doesn't want to see any of that combo to the recap and anything else. Setting up the bombs now, and again, yeah, Rico, it's on him to approach now a lot of these instances.
Great blocks. He did not want to open up on that one at all. Catches the back jump with that. Yeah, these confirms are all going into these launches, and Rico's not getting much off it.
The nice thing about having an invincible reversal like that, right? We see moments like that where there's pressure, and he can just, you know, down up kick, he's out of there. He doesn't have to worry about trying to anti-air. Oh, he almost got the explosion off, but the fireball actually hit him.
Oh, going for some chip here. Rico just waits it out. He knows that he has a life lead, and those fireballs aren't doing that much shit. It's not really nothing that he has to worry about.
Oh, Bates, if it wasn't ready, yeah, he was fired up, so he gets the extension here. Burns the arms, and I chase that with the Trailblazer.
What a confirm.
I wake up from Rico. Had the instinct to pop and be plus after, so it makes a lot of sense. Front throw again with the orbs. No combo afterwards, just real more pressure in. The moment here, can you get the cash out? No, the breaker.
These guest breaks from Rico have all been accurate. I think he's been right every single time.
Yeah, and even when he's been wrong, Bates' combos have been so short, it really hasn't hurt him that much. When he goes for the counter break, that was one of those moments when the breaker was really reactable, right? So it's like, I know that you know I'm just going to do it, so really good call out there from Rico.
At that point.
Nice little fake out on that jumping down heavy kick. Gets a little fake out throw, and he liked that a lot, so dead even here.
Oh my god, he almost got the whip punish that. Both players sitting on all the meter right here.
Yeah, we're going to see the Shadow Orbs pressure, I'm sure, here soon.
Oh my god, he did demonic despair. This is going to put all the white life on Base. He's going to have one chance to touch Base and cash all this damage out. He can actually kill him right here.
This is it, one chance for the round.
Oh my god.
Do it, Rico Suave gets the game just like that.
That is one of the rarest moves that you can ever see in KI because you need all of Omen's bar to do it. And, I mean, if it doesn't work out for you, you whip the throw, you lose all your meter. It's not really a good situation for you to be in for a character that's so meter dependent as Omen is. And
yeah, it's basically like a raging demon that, like, I have to hit you again to kill you.
Yes,
right?
exactly. That's the perfect way to put it.
I cannot believe that's what you would know. It's really risky, too. Like, I mean, if you whiff, like, it's so much meter, but yeah. Dangerous to go for. It doesn't work out on this counter pick, so even if, you know, Rico loses this game, right, he has the choice to switch if he wants to. Wow, beat the anti-air.
And he's going to go for a burnout here. Now, this means that every time that Rico uses his punch specials, it's actually going to increase his white life, and that's why Rico just used all kicks on these confirms here.
Yeah, I think you really don't mind getting your arms burnt out as Omen that much, you know, like, sure, you don't have fireballs and some other stuff, but he's got really good kicks anyway, and he's got good kick specials, so.
Yeah, he's pretty versatile in that sense. He doesn't have to totally rely on the punch buttons as much as other characters do.
Yeah, some characters it's a much bigger detriment for sure. Oh, this is going to be a reversal here, yeah. Not too much damage, but you get out of the situation, and that gets baited the other way. Breaker on the medium doubles.
Base probably looking to connect so that he can pop his instinct here. He could get a juggle off of this. Very nice. Oh, he's going to capitalize off of this lockout. He might try to go for a mid-round burn. Oh, okay, a battery ender is nice too.
Battery,
if it's
yeah.
level 3 or 4, it will carry over to the next life bar. If it's level 1 or 2, I wouldn't bother with it. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, and the battery ender gives you meter back, right? So it's always a nice thing to have. Might as well take the resources. Oh, Trailblazer right over, but the fireball saved the day for Rico there.
That was so smart that Base actually canceled that right there because Rico could have shadow countered that for free, and he definitely would have.
Oh, too early on that. That is a lot of life to eat away. Especially for Cinder, who usually doesn't have big damage opportunities unless he burns you.
Yeah, Cinder is kind of the character that he has to hit you twice, like you said before, to really do the damage. What a confirm! He almost confirmed that Rico's still alive here. 2 bars in instinct, back throw into the corner. Very nice. Base is on the board.
Yeah, it looks much better that game. And that's kind of what I expected when we saw the counter pick in the first place, right? So I'm very curious if Rico has another character here that he's going to go to, or he's just going to stick it out against Cinder with Omen.
Like, although I think that Cinder has way better anti-air options against Omen, I don't really think that this is that terrible. I think that the random fireballs floating around the screen can be really obnoxious to traverse, but I was going to say Rico has a really good Gargos, and the portal punches are pretty obnoxious for Cinder to deal with, and a lot of Cinder players think that this is a pretty terrible matchup. You know, why play a 5-5 when you could play a 6-4?
Well, he's thinking about it. Yeah, he's kind of hovering around the screen on a couple of different characters. We'll see if he's just going to go back into the Omen. He does. Okay, so it doesn't lock in with the Gargos, despite it. Maybe this is just his comfort, you know? Like, it's the character he plays the most, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you've been playing lately, right? Rico's been brushing up on this game lately on his stream to get ready for this exhibition.
Yeah, every time I tuned in, he was playing Jamie, so... you know, it was a little different. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh my god, he tried to chase that backdash down with that forward throw.
Oh my god, the double dash, and then the big DP just challenges. Oh, but misses the recap, it's okay though. Still some damage up there because of the KB. Wow, a couple of drops. Base jumping back, trying to set up and reestablish a neutral here. Gets counter hit on the triple.
Oh, he's fishing for another confirm there. I don't know if that was a drop or a reset attempt there from Base. Rico's going to try to get some OP started here. Shadow Orda.
The combo here. Oh, it didn't quite reach, actually.
Lots of combo drops in this match.
Yeah, ooh, not a bad pattern to approach with it at all. So yeah, Rico trying to get in there with this orb on him still. Going to be shadow pressure. The orbs are going to shoot out. Yeah, catches him on the anti-air, baits the throw, but no punish.
No throws in this game. They have so much recovery, so easy to punish. I'm very surprised that didn't catch there. Rico on the verge of closing out. This health bar on that lockout is going to do it.
Around the world, a lot of meter built there too for Rico, so potential that we could see it happen again, actually. He's about to have full meter.
Oh, there's that mind game now. Now the mind game has started. The last time we saw Base break that. Or Rico counter broke him on there, rather.
Yeah, huge meter lead now for Rico. And he breaks right in. Man, his guess rates, he's been so consistent so far. Oh, and the orb on the other side. Great awareness to block from Base. Breaker on the board, heavy too. I mean, it's reactable, so I don't blame him. Wow, he's been right so many times.
I'm telling you, today with these breakers, he is psychic. He has not been wrong. Not a bad trade there for Base. He kind of really just disrupted the whole Orda setup. He forced Rico to spend another bar to get something going there, and he just challenges with a jab.
The trade wasn't too damaging, but he is down on life, so that could end up being a factor. Lots of chip on this. Backdash on Wake Up in the trade. Man, Base is down so much life, though. Finally gets that health bar, but he's got such a long road to do it here. Instinct pop. Big opportunity now.
Plus frames there. Oh my god, no capitalization on the throw.
Rico does not bite, and that's huge. He's going to take opportunity to get some potential life up there.
That was a great phase out there from Rico, getting out of that situation. The break Base really had no choice there.
Had to do it. Chip is going to be a problem here soon. He goes for it. Needs to get out of this position. Can he do it? So low on life now. Got some bombs to work with. Misses the juggle, but fake out. A light punch fissure. This is a chance now. And the wake up jab. Rico Suave. 3-1. Moving on over Base.
The game never leaves you in that sense, man. You can
You
still
know,
beat the active players.
even if you haven't played a fighting game, looks like they're set up on the stage, doing a little button checking maybe. Idle.
Conrad, interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know, I can't read lips for sure, but I thought I saw a button check on that, so we'll have to see. Maya.
Yeah, so I think that this is Nikki going with Idol here, and Sleep is going with Maya. I'm
you're
not
right.
sure if they're ready to rock right here, but I do remember when they had these Microsoft tournaments in New York. I think Sleep won one of those with Maya.
Yeah, I believe it.
That was a while ago. But he has like a really, really strong Maya.
Yeah, she's another example of great character design. Really, really fun in this game. They're letting the intros rock. I assume this is real. Idol versus Maya.
And we're going to get the start of the intro there showing us that Mage Idol is actually what we're getting from the start. More of a zoning body. So Sleep is going to want to close the gap right at the start here if they're ready. He's making his way in. There you go with the Mantis. Pushing into the corner. Back Fierce. Getting the party started right off the bat.
And me and Mantis is like such a big tell too. You know what I mean? It's like, what's up? I'm just going to do it. Wow, I went for the counter break. And, people know Nikki likes to break it early and often, right? So I kind of like that idea. Double Meteor has not gotten Warrior Body yet. There it is.
Nice reversal. Get off of me. Pushing back into the corner. He's trying to throw these daggers because he's either going to confirm or he's going to get a pick, which is going to benefit Maya a lot.
DP right into the instinct. This is where it gets scary for this character. I mean, he's a really strong character, but it's especially dangerous. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is top 5 instinct for sure.
Yeah, this is really just the worst. Yeah, this spot, look at how much damage the Shadow does alone, by the way. Meteors again. I can't see, help!
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do off of that. And Nikki almost picked up a recapture confirm off of that, stuffing that reversal.
Nice, and DP'd it for the trade there. Very nicely done. So look, again, we talked about how strong the instinct is. Yeah, Nikki basically just, died, and then was like, oh cool, I'll pop instinct.
Character became God for about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That was really, really smart there that he was trying to go for something on a confirm there. He knew that Sleep didn't have any bar to shadow counter that, so he's just going to swing that all day and take these plus frames. And that head switch is actually invincible.
Yeah. Gives you an idea about what the opponent's trying to do sometimes too, right? Which is really nice. Oh, no breaker. That was a medium blinker. Or medium manual there.
He's going to get a pip here. This is actually going to give a run cancel to the opposite body. So the warrior body right here is going to get a run cancel. There it is.
Yeah. Oh, and the reversal caught the jump there, so a chance now for Sleep. It's a throw. Double daggers. Oh, the breaker, and now you can pick both of them up. Yep.
This is neutral. That is really neutral. Scary to deal with.
Yeah.
The club slide.
Oh, it didn't have time for the lights, actually. It was able to break in time, so unlucky there for Sleep. Thought he could slip it in. Uh-oh. Body swap time.
Just in time.
This is really close to killing. One chance scenario.
He might just go for the setup here. Yeah, this is just gonna kill.
I think he's just dead, right? Oh no, a pixel! Oh, and then the chip anyway.
And the taunt.
We'll have to see. But yeah, if you don't know, Idol is a stance character, right? He has 2 bodies that he goes between without your choice. He just does it whenever he's feeling like it, right? And when you instinct, you have the power of both bodies combined, and it is super scary. Like, it is super messed up. His instinct's one of the strongest things in the game. I think top 5, maybe top 3 instinct. It's really, really
without a doubt. Any character that does a DP and then has a meteor come down after it is definitely a problem.
Summoning a meteor is already pretty powerful. But to be able to do it off of your DP seems pretty good.
And this is more of the staple character that we're seeing here from Sleep, his Arya. This is kind of his classic pick.
A breaker right now, the medium double is just ready for it. DP, oh, he was already backdashing though. Trying to set up with the assist, and see Nikki, so much pressure. Now the swap to mage form. Gonna be zoning. Yeah, teleport.
One of the most challenging things about fighting Idol is how much you have to shift gears. Like, that was not the greatest call on there from the Shadow from Sleep. It's really, really hard to make those choices between the different bodies.
And he's got 2 pips here, which is really important. You can do the dash cancels you mentioned earlier. Tried one right there. Oh, and a DP whip. Yeah, that was definitely going to be dash cancel too, so you got to be very careful. Float picks up lands, but it's the break right away.
That uppercut assist is so strong, it actually counts as a physical attack, and Sleep is going to lose this body here. And this actually means that Arya is not going to be able to get that assist either. Arya's kind of moving into a different phase now where she's going to have the blade body, she's going to have the booster behind her, or rather the base body behind her, and she's going to be able to pop Instinct and get mix-ups.
Yeah, which is a good spot to be. Wow, no breaker on the recap and then break the lights after. Looking for that heavy punch, just trying to find some space. Oh my god, the empty jump low. Nikki finds it. Has lots of shadow meter here too.
Yeah, this could potentially hurt a lot. He's going to get a setup off of this as well. Oh, he switches to mage body.
Yeah, where's your setup right there? Just walk back. You're like, oh god. Oh, and the shadow counter.
That was such a smart shadow counter. A really good defensive option for a character that only actually has a reversal with meter in this body.
Oh, and gets locked out. No meter to extend, so not the biggest damage ever, but on this body it still hurts. That's those pips for the run cancels too, and wow, gets over it. Oh no. Man, this is a really rough looking round for Sleep here. We haven't even seen Instinct, yeah.
We're going to see the Instinct pop here from Nikki yet. Yeah, there it is right there.
And the Shadow Club caught the backdash too, doesn't get the combo, teleports to the other side and catches him trying to escape.
Oh my god, this character is absolute chaos. Sleep is in huge trouble here in the corner.
Oh, brutal spot. So Instinct's going to wear it down, but Sleep, the comeback factor here is not that high. I mean, you have Instinct, but it's so much life to chew through here. Pops it.
Oh my god, he just woke up. This is an exhibition, his wake up button's the exhibition right now.
Yeah, wake up, immediate button, immediately says, oh, it's ultra time. I don't have to care about anything else. 2-0. Nikki looking good. The crowd happy to be here. He's trying to hide some love. And right back into it. Wake up buttons, I did it, I'm at, let's go. That's how I am at home. I'm at buttons, I wait, let's go.
Great confirm on that. That's actually a pretty hard move to punish there.
Yeah, the crescendo out of the air like that, especially because a lot of times there's an assist backing it up and other stuff's happening, so it's not always used to it.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Sleep like take control of the match and like start his momentum yet. Nikki's kind of been in control for the past 2 games here.
It's not really been able to establish. Wow, that was a great block. Even better shadow counter. Oh, got the swap to the mage form. Instinct pop. Yeah, the DP and
that freeze right there. Is this going to beat out the armor? Very nice.
Oh,
and counterbreaker at the end. Insult to injury there from Nikki.
Yeah, I mean,
get a pip there.
It was already a 3-way guess.
Oh yeah,
it's like why not? I'll just go for it. And the meteor. Wow, he almost got the recap on that.
Yeah, he's been going for those confirms, and it kind of shows that he gets those often if he's going to go for that there.
Yeah. Ooh, the overhead connects. Gotta guess him. Yeah, guess is wrong on the ender there. Good spot in the air for Sleep.
He's going to have a little bit of instinct to play with at the beginning of this round, but he doesn't look like he's going to be able to get to play with any of it because Nikki kind of just back threw him in that situation.
Yeah, I like the DP on the dash cancel too. Oh, and that time he does choose the break. Interesting. That's a spot where counter breaker is not a bad idea a lot of times too for the same reason, right? You know what the strength is going to be. You're ready to break. Wow, what a block.
Oh my god, what a block on that overhead. Both players sit on both meters here. Oh, it was no punish on any of that.
Man, yeah, he just did not even try. Maybe a little too afraid. It breaks wrong. Oh, that is huge. Gonna take the command grab here at the end. Yeah, it gives you the pip for the other body.
Yeah, that pip is going to give the mage body multiple special moves by just using one strength. You could kind of like surge it almost like Shadow Jago. Just double tap the button.
Yeah, that's confirmed. Oh, he didn't bite. Huge punish here for Nikki. Oh man,
that's cheap. Wow, what a break from Sleep. He knows about that.
Scary spot, but still the instinct's pumping. Oh, that's going to be huge. She might just be dead. Not quite. Pixel, that kills at the very end there, man. Nikki cleans it up. Oh,
I tried to go for more too, and the taunting, dude.
The taunts. I think he was trying to go for ultra. He's trying to go for all kinds of stuff. Press here on the stage, thumbs up. So he's playing Rico in Winterside here.
I like that little sequence that was at the end there from Nikki because the crouching heavy punch that he went for and that goes into an instinct pop has such a small window for you to break on it.
Yeah.
But Sleep knew about that because he was like preemptively breaking it. He saw that he had instinct and he knew immediately what he was going for in that situation. So that just goes to show that Sleep had the awareness there. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to pay off. So if he's going to drop down into losers, I think he's going to be playing
those arrows, and you lose them pretty quick sometimes, right? So it can be pretty difficult once you run out. So that's what the bird's for. That's what your body's for. You got to go pick them up. One arrow in the chamber here.
Yeah, Eagle does have a super where he's able to pick all those back up, but he's kind of just going to slide, and he's going to jump over the counter, grab him, jump back, put Sleep in the corner here.
Nice, and the Screech covered it there, gets the DP. Oh, this should be a DP, I think, here, right? Oh, no!
Yeah, I'm not sure what Sleep tried to go for there.
Yeah, there was Blade Body. Okay, I was going to say, maybe there's no Blade Body and I didn't see it, but mix up. Yeah.
Okay, he actually got through that. A lot of the times that'll trade with the reversal.
Oh, he's hugging the screen to try to keep the arrows off screen, yeah. Now goes to the mix-up, so he's going to get the arrows back in a second here, but...
He's trying to get some pressure here. There's not really a lot that you can do about that bird, and it recovers so fast, too. It's kind of like the core of how Eagle gets all these mix-ups off.
Yeah, it is really cheap. He does the Screech, he shoots the arrows over your head, and he goes low, and you're just like, well...
Free-frame slide.
Yeah, slide, or shadow slide into the Screech, also very good.
When that assist got clipped there in the process.
Yeah, Bladis is going to hit. Oh, with... Oh, I'm surprised she was plus there, if she was plus.
Yeah, it was so scrambling in that situation, it's hard to tell, right?
Whip jump heavy kick goes low afterwards. And Sleep, yeah, this pressure is so hard to deal with. Pops the instinct to see the mix-up, it's going to be a shadow. Aria is so low on life here. Wow, welcome crashing light kick, shotgun knee.
Nice break. I mean, at that point, you got to make something happen. You have 2 bodies left, now 1.
Yeah, snipes the body, trying to get those arrows back. I mean, it's so neck and neck here. Goes low, finds the hit immediately into Ultra.
I like that idea there from base to go low because it is such a staple Aria thing to do, to just do that jumping heavy kick at the start of the round, because it actually does hit overhead. It hits really low.
Yeah.
So it's really good at clipping people who are expecting throws and all that stuff. And for base to just kind of stay low, mash in the light, it stops the approach, it avoids the jump, covers a lot of options. It's a good choice.
Yeah, look at that sea of gamers out there. There's a lot of people here. Oh, I like that. Just manual sweep right at the end, holding steady. Oh my god.
I don't know if that arrow was unblockable. If he holds it long enough, it's unblockable. And Sleep just was like, I'm not trying to hold that. And I can't say I blame him.
Yeah, and you can see Sleep is just trying to DP out. She says, I don't want to deal with the pressure. I'm just going to try to get out of here. I like that idea. To just kind of scramble, avoid it, but this body is getting beat up. Oh, it just goes for the raw swap, and there's a punish.
Yeah, you got to take the good with the bad there. You got to kind of take the hit on that body in the process. You're going to save the other one, though, and you're going to get a reversal. It's a pretty good trade.
It gets hit by the arrow on the way out. Man, Sleep's bodies are getting beat up. Oh, holding it, looking for the unblockable, trying to charge it all the way, as you mentioned. Now this body is getting destroyed too. The cash out, not enough to kill. It's so close. And another tag.
These raw body switches from Sleep are not working out in his favor right now. Base with a huge life lead, and I think that other body is still alive, right?
Yeah, we might just see the instinct pop here, maybe. Oh, Baba, the controller again. What's happening up there? They're going back into it. Instinct pop, shadow DP. Going for this pressure, high-low pressure here, shadow slide. Side swap, man, and the body is taking shared damage here, so these hits are really going to add up.
Sleep trying to go for more of a zoning approach here. He's got a really good anti-air assist. He's got an anti-air super there.
Yeah,
trying to push base away from these arrows as well.
Exactly. It doesn't do much damage, that anti-air super, as you mentioned, but it's like really strong. It hits everything. Oh, the snipes from base. Yeah, now that he has such a big lead, I think this zoning is a pretty good idea.
Yeah, it's actually working out for him right now. Plus frames there. He's going to bait out a shadow counter, and that is going to be the ultra that's taken out the window. You don't get to see stage ultras very often, so I'm glad that we got to see that here on the main stage.
Falling all the way down the building. The crowd was doing it. They're like, whoa. Falling all the way down. Stage ultra, cool to see. Knockoff. I have some knockoff Supreme. That's not true. Looks like we're back to characters. Like, they were talking about the controller situation. They're like, hey man, what's going on with your controller, bro? What's going on? You got batteries in that bad boy? Get some double A's? Like, what's up?
Yeah, every console has its weird controller issues, right? Like PS4, like it's on the responsibility of the previous player to disconnect it. Xbox controllers want like updates in the middle of the tournament sometimes.
How it goes. They got to keep you up to date. The newest and latest firmware so you can get your gaming done.
Going with Glacius here. This is kind of a tough pick here. I mean, he's going to get liquidized. He's going to get to avoid some arrows here, but these are coming in at some awkward angles, and it's going to be hard for Sleep to get some hail out and get anything started.
Yeah, the one thing is that held arrow, especially in this matchup too, is a little bit annoying to deal with, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, I mean, this fight is miserable for every character, but...
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Goes for the puddle punch, and the slide right under the hail.
Gonna go for a mid-screen mix-up here. Oh my god, that puddle punch.
Double hail, and he's ready for it with the shadow. Got to guess, and he guesses wrong. That's the life bar.
He's going to collect his arrow here in the middle of the round.
Oh my, again. Right when he got shot with the arrow, too. It was like perfectly timed. He shot him with the arrows, bam, right in the head. All right, they're back into it.
Instinct pop.
Man, he had a long time to think about that puddle punch, you know?
I like that. He said timeout, time in.
Yeah, time out, time in. Wait a minute, let me think about it. It's multiple choice. It's like, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
It's a real life instinct pop. What? Oh, double. Like a little liquid eyes fake out in the face. I like using the bird right there, too. And yeah, these snipes have been really good from base to just like jump, shoot the arrow, or shoot the arrow to stuff the hail start up, use the bird to stuff it. You know, just really, I think, smart play on the spot. I hit in the front. Oh, punish.
Another big lockout there. Base does not capitalize much on that, though. He's just going to go for the mix-up here. What's happening? A little scramble situation here. That was such a smart wake-up from sleep. It's projectile immune. He's going to push all the way into the corner here.
Oh, nice. Unblockable. Hail's there to link off of it. I like that with the heavy. And he goes for the jump down. He's trying to hop out of there. He's got to guess on the break. Oh, this is a big chance now. And the breaker, he gets it.
Break.
Jump, the screech hit from the other side. Jump over throw. Not enough to kill now, but he's going to be able to set up instinct pop. Goes for a button, the pixel, and the snipe on the jump back face. Gonna clean it up 3-0 there.
I like that you called that a real life instinct pop. I can't get over this.
Yeah, it was. The
control
is my instinct.
The freeze frames.
Yeah. So you can see what's happening. I like that. That was close. A little scrambly at the end there. And I like the Glacius pick, actually. It looked like it was doing okay, despite the matchup being a little, you know, dealing with some stuff. But
yeah, it's so awkward because Glacius is a character that he kind of plays like a turret.
Yeah.
They have like a functional dash, he's waiting a dash. Because they wanted him to have a dash and everybody else, but you shouldn't use it. It's kind of just like he's rooted in one place.
Yes.
And that's kind of awkward because, you know, Eagle's coming at you from all these different angles, and it's really hard to get yourself in the right position to get set up.
When he didn't used to have a dash, and people were like, why doesn't Glacius have a dash? So they gave him like a really bad dash.
Yeah, they gave him like this weird slide. He's like really awesome.
And they're like, there you go, he's got a dash. Everybody's like, take it away, I don't want it.
Yeah, because now you get it by accident.
Yeah, you're like, I got my dash by accident.
You ever notice that you never see him, man?
You know what? You shouldn't have asked for a dash. You don't know
it's like a monkey's paw, like the way that attaches men are not under attack.
Wow. Look at all the gamers.
I am one of those men that realize something that I
was make some noise for you this year.
That a lot of men.
Wait, I'm curious. I want to ask a question.
Here's the thing I'm realizing.
How many of you, by way of noise, is this your first time at Evo this year?
If you're not doing what I'm doing, what are you doing? If you're not amplifying a woman's voice in a time where they're under attack, what are you doing? If you want to make this into a man versus woman thing, I have to say, we need to